Okay, I'm going to do a video. This is going to be on the new Tudor uniform sticker assembly set. I just got some samples, so keep in mind I'm a little raw at this myself, but I do think that even with me, doing this for the first time, I think human error is more of the issue. Some people are going to be really good at this. Some people are going to be average at it, but I think at worst, you'll be satisfied with it. I think the more you do these, the better you'll get as far as, eliminate some of the creases and some of the uniform discrepancies you would, not see from a paint job. This is the sticker set, and it's per position, so you can see that set is for that figure of the Fab 5 for Tudor. You can see that. Okay, and then this one is for a blocker. You see at the bottom corner there where it says for the blocker right here. Okay, and the first thing I noticed is that the sticky adhesive background it's sticky, but it's pretty forgiving as far as if you don't get it right, you can peel it back, and you can even peel it off completely if you feel like you don't have it lined up right. Some of the challenges is getting it lined up right. The pants are a big challenge. Get them to wrap around the thigh, because there's like a front and a back for the pants. And I'm sorry, there's a back and sides. So to get that to wrap around and mesh, sometimes you have to stretch it and pull it around a little bit, but it's not super taxing, but that's the more difficult part. The helmets are really easy. It's usually a two-part, which is usually the top, middle, and then the two sides to wrap around the back. I usually like to do the top middle first, which like kind of excuse me there. The top middle kind of wraps around from the front to the back. It'll give you like a chappy, so you know where the front lines up at. Gives you like that chappy right there. So that I usually put on first, and then I'll wrap the sides around. Usually why I do that is because there's usually a helmet logo, like on the Chargers they have the lightning bolt. So if you put that on, the sides on first, then you wrap that middle piece over, sometimes it'll cover your logo. So just after doing a couple of them, I figured doing that middle part is a good way to go. Unless you have like a helmet stripe, then you might want to do it the opposite, where you put the stripe on last to make sure that it goes over the sides. Okay, if you put that stripe on first and you do that wrap around, you might cover part of your double line or triple line stripe. So again, I got this figure I'm working with. I'm going to do a helmet. I'm going to do it in live time. I found out it took me about 20 to 30 minutes to do a full figure, which isn't bad considering, this is the first time I'm doing it. So we'll start, like I said, this is a Cincinnati Bengal set. So I'm going to start with, like I said, the middle part. Now, these are the only tools I use. I have a dental pick that I use to smooth out the edges, and I have tweezers to peel it off the template. So what I'll do is I'll peel it off. Oh, I need my magnifying glasses here. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the side piece. I got that front piece on, so I'm going to work on the side piece. Okay, you can see I peeled it off. Now this is the one where the chappy goes in the front, so I got them mixed up. All right, so I'm gonna wrap that I'm gonna line that chappy up right on the front of the figure and wrap the side logos around. Wow, that lined up pretty good. Make sure that ear hole ducks underneath there. These Tudor did a good job of sending figures that skin tones are already taken care of, so we don't have to worry about that. Right? So I just got it on there. I just put it on there real quick. Right? There's the helmet. Bag it up. So my lens can get a clearer shot. Sorry, I had to wipe my lens off. I think I got a little bit clearer shot now. Now, what I do after that is I take my dental tool and I'm gonna smooth out some of the creases and get that ear hole tucked in nicely. And then the top edges I can do with my thumb where the two pieces come together to try to make that nice and round, because there are some imperfections because it is a sticker, right? So that's the helmet. Roughly 5 minutes or so to do the helmet. So as you can see, the jersey comes with the front and back, okay? There's the back, there's the front. Pretty simple. So I'm gonna do, I like to do the back first. Like I said, this is still kind of new to me, but I like to do the back first. So I'm gonna peel off the back sticker, okay? So what I like to do is try to get it around the shoulders, line it up nice, you know, around the shoulder before I press down. Make sure that it comes down the back and lines up on the waist. That's the tricky part, getting it over the helmet and, you know, on the shoulder straight, because that, you know, adhesive wants to grab it even if you're not ready. But like I said, it will let you peel it back off. Okay, I get over the shoulders. And you can stretch it a little bit also. Okay, that's not perfect, but I got it on there. Okay, so now I'm going to smooth the sides around the waist with my dental pick. Get that wrapped around there like that. Smooth that back out as much as I can, and on the shoulders, around the neck. It's kind of catching a little bit on the shoulder. I'm gonna peel it back a little bit, and I'm gonna make sure it reaches down over that shoulder like that. There we go. So I'm gonna make sure that's nice and smooth around the neck. Okay. So then I'm gonna take the sleeve and wrap that sleeve around. I'm gonna pull it a little bit too. Wrap that sleeve around so that the colors mesh. And then I'm gonna push down on that shoulder to make sure that those colors just go right into each other. Okay. Like so. Same thing on the other side. Feel that shoulder up. Make sure that mesh is good. Use my dental pick. I got my shoulder a little bit high on there. It's like that shoulder is, oh, okay. Yeah, I might have put it a little too high up there, but it's not bad. Okay. Say there's going to be some imperfections. So now I'm going to do the front. And the front clearly is the front. You can tell with the logo on there or whatever. The front. So it's just like the vest. And I'm just going to line that up. You know you got it good when, you know, the colors, the two stickers mesh. And the white, and there's no white showing. But you want to make sure that it wraps around underneath the arm also. So I'm going to use my dental pick again to make sure that it wraps around the back, wraps around the front. They meet to where they form just one color. And I smooth it out, that pick. Push down where those shoulders meet with my shoulder stickers meet with my thumb. And again, like I said, this is not going to be perfect. So I'm still, you know, figuring this out myself. There's going to be some wrinkles, but if you think about it, there's wrinkles in uniforms. So, okay. So that's the jersey and the helmet. Okay. Continue to push down on the sticker, try to, smooth off some of the edges. Now this is the tricky part here, is the pants. I'm still trying to figure out the pants. The pants, you have a back, and then you have a right and a left of the front. So we'll work with the back first. And they come off really easy. They don't break apart or anything. Here's the back. Okay, so I'm going to put that back on first. My question would be to Tudor. I think they tried to use some shading and stuff like that to make it look a little more realistic, but I would go for just having the natural white of the figure to save for having to use white stickers for white pants. That would be just me. I do like some of the shading, but because the pants are kind of difficult to put on, if you have a team with the white pant, why not just use the white of the figure color? That would be my thing, because the pants are difficult. I haven't done a blocker figure yet, but I can imagine with the bent legs how difficult it would be to kind of wrap around and have very few like wrinkles. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm kind of smoothing out the wrinkles. So that's the back pant. Okay, so now the front is the tricky part, because the legs are bent and they're facing you, right? So, and they're left and a right. It's not one piece, which is probably a good idea. So I'm gonna go with the right first, and it has like a picture of the bottom of the stripe, the pant stripe. I don't know if you can see that right by the tweezer. So the bottom of the pant stripe. So I'm just gonna try to line it up right with the edge of the other one. I know you can't see it, but without covering, the other one. You don't want to cover the stripe. So that's where it gets tricky. These pants. That's the first tricky part. It gets trickier wrapping it around. Also. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. So I'm going to go for trying to line it up with the tip of the pant stripe, at the same time being flush with the edge of the other decal or the other sticker. There you go. So now I'm going to put that in there, and I got to wrap it around, and I got to wrap it between his legs, and you got the center part between his legs. And sometimes I'll use my tweezers to smooth it out. And then just use my thumb to press down around the knee. And of course, mesh the two stickers together on the pant stripe. Okay. That's just that one side. Now I'm going to do the other side. This is by far the hardest part, is the pants. So same thing, I'm going to try to line up the tip of the pant stripe. And mesh the two stickers together without overlapping. You don't want to overlap, but at the same time you don't want to leave a gap either. So you can get the sticker on there and you can move it a little bit. So then I'm going to tuck that knee part under. And I'm going to wrap this around the front. Come between the legs. Use my thumb to mash it down. Use my dental pick to smooth out the edges. I just like how, like I said, I've just barely started doing this. It's only my fourth figure. and I'm getting faster and faster and better at it. And it's probably going to be one of them things where, just as like painters, I'm a pretty good painter, but there's certain things I'm not good at. I'm a good decal guy, but I'm not really good at paint stripes. So somebody might, get really good at this and do things that, other people can't do. And you don't even have to have a lot of patience to do this. It's more dexterity. But for guys that can't paint that well, I think this works. And you can keep smoothing out these edges, because it's not a decal, it's not going to dry and then you can't move it. You can still smooth out edges as you go. So there's the pants. Okay. So then they have socks, which I wish they had decals for socks. That's another thing I'm not bad at it. I just don't like painting socks. So they have left and right for socks. And they peel off also, really easy. There's a sock, and it's basically just a wraparound. So we'll do the left, which, you tuck it behind the knee. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. It gives you a little hook where it goes under the knee, under the back of the knee. Come around the front, and you want to put one side in first before you wrap around the other side. And again, I'll use my dental pick to smooth out the edges. This is one I was struggling with my other figures, was the socks. They had a lot of wrinkles in them. They weren't flush. So I'm learning to do it better now. I just put it under behind that knee, and I wrap one side all the way around flush, and then I overlap the other side. And then I use my pick, smooth it out. Okay. So now we're looking at 13 minutes in. I think I had 5 minutes on the other video. Barring some, some more smoothing out and all of that, I pretty much did one figure in roughly 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in here. Oh, I can't let me zoom in because I'm doing this mode. Okay, so roughly 20 minutes. And not, being super accurate with everything. I think I did pretty good. That's what it looks like. Now, I've been told by certain people that you might want to apply some heat to it with a hair dryer or a heat gun. I don't know how true that is. I haven't tried it. I did spray some clear coat on one of mine, and I think that kind of screwed it up. So here's pretty much the finishing product. Like I said, there are some imperfections, but you can see, even with this being my first go at it, I don't think it was bad. You're gonna have some rough edges on some of them. That will come, smoothing them out will come with just experience and knowing how the stickers move. You can stretch them a little bit when they need to, be pulled a little more. And if you just screw up, you can peel them all the way off. You can do stuff like that. So my personal opinion is, if you're a painter, you're a painter. This is not going to be for you. If you're a diehard Tudor Fab 5 collector, this is going to be something you might like, especially if you're waiting for a team that you're looking for to come in stock. They'll give you a set of unpainted figures with skin tone painted, and then you can just slap the uniforms on. The socks are really easy because they're sticker also. I mean, I'm pretty good at painting socks, but I hate painting socks. So having that sticker for the socks really helps. I'm not as good as that. I did a little better on this one, but yeah, you can see this is just the one I just finished, and I did it within like 15 or 20 minutes. So about 15 to 20 minutes per figure. You know, if you're in a hurry, you probably could do a set of 11 in a few hours. If you don't have a rush, take a week or so, do a couple figures a day, and I think they work out well. So like I was saying, painters are still going to paint. They're not taking, any emphasis off people that like to paint. Because these stickers are made for the Fab 5 poses, if you paint custom figures, it's not going to do you any good to have these stickers. So this is pretty much strictly for Tudor. So I know I've heard a lot of guys that paint. Now, some of the main painters feel like, hey, I paint. I don't need this. Well, I mean, I probably won't use these very often either because I like to paint. And I like to paint custom figures for the most part. So this wouldn't do me much good. So for us diehard painters, this really isn't for us. These are for guys that, can't or don't want to wait for stock to come in from Tudor. I think that some guys would gravitate more to these maybe than the hand-painted figures. You get some more detail than, usually, like I said, with the shading. You get some patches and logos on the pants that you normally don't get. You get some clarity on some of the, some of the shoulder stripes. So, and the helmets, of course, are more detailed with, with chappies on the back. Got a rear chappy, and you got the front chappy. That's things that you don't have on the regular painted figures. So, with that being said, I'm excited to see. I ordered a couple sets. When they come, hopefully, with the few more figures I can do, I'll have it down a little more. But I think for those to be my first 5 figures, and I had never done it before, I don't think they look bad. So I think they're worth giving a shot, and I advise anyone to at least give it a try.